Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is the result of many events that happened throughout the MCU that resulted in the breaking of the stability of the space-time continuum. Kane's death in Loki, Wanda's newfound understanding of her abilities in WandaVision, Doctor Strange's spell in Spider-Man No Way Home, and the prevention of the snap in Avengers Endgame all contributed to this destabilization. There are many reasons to think that each one of these events influenced the breaking of the walls that divided the multiverse and the dangers that come with that. But today we will be talking about one specific event, how Thanos may have been an anti-hero who could have saved billions of lives with the snap of the Infinity Gauntlet, but the Avengers' intervention ended up condemning those billions. Why is Thanos a savior? And how does this connect to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness? To understand why the Avengers were the harbingers of doom and Thanos was the savior of billions, we must first learn about the cycle of life of the Celestials. The Celestials were first seen in the Guardians of the Galaxy. The existence of the Infinity Stones is connected to their origin. The stones are used to manipulate and create matter and life throughout the universe. Ego, the living planet, is a Celestial who became sentient and traveled the universe looking for new life. He would eventually become the father of Star-Lord. The cycle of life of the Celestials is one full of destruction and rebirth. In the Eternals, it was revealed that the Celestials plant their seeds on planets where life can exist. Then the Eternal beings are sent to protect that planet. The more life on the planet, the better. This will later serve as food for the newly born Celestial. A Celestial is born from the planet's core and will devour all life on the planet. After all life on the planet is consumed, the Celestial will then create new life on another, and the cycle is repeated. According to the story, if the Celestials do not do this, the universe will end. This brings us to Thanos. It is assumed that when there is enough life on a planet, a Celestial is born and consumes all life on that planet. However, Thanos eradicated half of all life in the universe with a single snap of his fingers. The Celestial Ajax said that the snap delayed the Celestial's birth since there was no longer enough life on the planet. We presume that this also happened throughout the universe. On each planet where a Celestial was to be born, Thanos' annihilation of half of all life in the universe gave the other half a chance to live a bit longer. No new Celestial was going to be born for a long time now. Thanos indeed saved millions of advanced civilizations. But just as the snap delayed the birth of the Celestials throughout the universe, the Hulk's snap restarted the cycle by bringing back all those lives that were snapped out of existence. These planets that were temporarily saved from their extinction now meet the adequate number of living beings for the birth of the new Celestials. On planet Earth, the Eternals rebelled against their purpose. They decided to stop the birth of this being, but on the other planets, the assigned Eternals surely continued their mission. All those lives were returned to those planets thanks to Hulk, only for those planets to soon be destroyed by Celestials. But not only did the Avengers unintentionally cause the deaths of billions in the universe, they may have also weakened space-time by changing the past. The Avengers traveled back in time to stop Thanos from making the snap, creating variants and paradoxes that went unsolved. We now have multiple versions of Captain America existing in the same timeline, Infinity Stones being hijacked from their respective timelines, and important characters dying before their time. If we learned anything from the Loki series, is that there are specific events that must always happen. Those fixed points in the timeline are what gives it and the multiverse stability. But the Avengers circumvented these time-traveling rules and changed the largest fixed event of their timeline, the Thanos Snap. One of the recent rumors about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness tells of how the Avengers unwillingly fractured reality by changing the past and preventing Thanos from snapping his fingers. By changing this fixed point, they opened the door to the madness of the universe for all the villains to go through it. This danger puts all existence at risk. So did the Avengers, by changing their past, start a war that will destroy the multiverse? This leads us to believe that only two people can solve this problem: Doctor Strange and Loki. A completely unexpected alliance, but one that makes total sense if you think about it. Loki is now a guardian of time. He is supposed to fulfill his role as Kane's successor and repair the timeline. Doctor Strange also has, or had, a similar responsibility once, being the keeper of time. But he broke the rules of time and space because he felt sorry for Peter Parker. There is even a hint that in the future, Doctor Strange will travel further to the past to try to reset the timeline. How do we know this? In Captain America and the Winter Soldier, one of the members of Hydra, Jasper Sternwell, mentions Doctor Strange as someone dangerous.
We're choosing Insight's targets.
What targets?
You, a TV anchor in Cairo, the Undersecretary of Defense, a high school valedictorian in Iowa City, Bruce Banner, Stephen Strange, anyone who's a threat to Hydra. Now, or in the future.
When Jasper made this reference, Doctor Strange was not yet the Sorcerer Supreme. He was still just a surgeon. So it doesn't make sense that Hydra already knew of him unless Strange traveled back in time and Hydra already knew what he would become. Therefore, for the universe to return to its original state, Thanos must be allowed to make the snap, even if it kills half of the universe. It's the only way to prevent the Celestials from being born, at least for a time longer. Wanda would have never gone crazy because she would be dead, which is a topic that we will talk about in a future video, but above all else, the fracture of time-space caused by Doctor Strange will be avoided, because he would be dead, and so would be Spider-Man. The events of No Way Home would have never happened. There are many possibilities of what could happen in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, because everything is connected. Sooner or later, the Avengers will have to pay the consequences for all the decisions they made, believing that they were the right ones. So would the universe been better off if Thanos had snapped his fingers? Is it the Avengers' fault that the entire multiverse is about to be destroyed? Please don't forget to like and subscribe as Hypnos Mirror is reborn.